buildings. So in the class we were discussing about the Harappan cities, their culture, how the cities has been emerged, what are the features, and we also have been given the worksheet about the map drawing of the Indus Valley civilization, that is about the cities. So in yesterday's class we were getting to know about the language, what type of language they used to speak, whether we did find out or what kind of rulers it was been ruled by these Harappan cities and places, how the changing of the lifestyle has been happened. There also we have been taught about the sculptures of this Indus Valley civilization, what kind of sculptures, images they had been made up. So now in today's class we are going to have a look on the Buddhist stupas and viharas, the religion of the Buddhism, where the place of worship. Buddhist stupas and viharas. So text on page number 175. Given below is a picture of one of the most famous stupas in India, the Sanchi stupa. Look at the photo, you can see that it is like an hemisphere, half wall, just the way the sky looks when you look up. So here you can have a look on the figure 20.12. Sanchi stupa in Madhya Pradesh, which is one of the famous one. It is one of the most famous stupas built by King Ashoka. So it is like an umbrella fence, or like how it is been given out here is Sanchi stupa, the very famous, it is been existing out here. Sanchi stupa in the state of MP, Madhya Pradesh state. Then it is built by Ashoka. How it is been looking like the complete flat surface. On the flat surface, the complete it is been looking like the half wall or half hemisphere. It is exactly looking like in that form. Buddha is a platform. In the center of the stupa, relics of Buddha or other important monks, that is the relics or remains of the body like teeth, bone, head, etc. were buried. The hemisphere is fully packed and you cannot enter it like a temple. Above it there is a pillar topped by umbrella. The stupa is usually surrounded by stone fence with the decorated gateways. Initially in Ashoka's times it were built with mud, brick and wood. Later they were made with the stones. The stupa has many different meanings. It is supposed to represent the Buddha. At the same time, it is believed the dome of the stupa represents the universe, and the center pillar being the axis around which the earth revolves, which connects the world below, the earth and the heavens. Pilgrims worship the stupa by offering flowers, etc. and going around it pradakshina and meditating in front of it. So like what it is when the complete stupa. The stupa meaning it is been according to the many people. What it is been saying here it is about this. It is been supposed to represent. It's going to represent the Buddha. Then next, what it is been saying? It represents the universe. It represents universe. So likewise, it is been it is not like in the center part of this stupa, in the middle part, all the relics of Gautama Buddha statue, what are the heads, the tooth of the monks which will get placed and buried out. The people will do this one pradakshina towards the these stupas, and all this it will be going to have been this completely get covered with the help of like the entrance part. It will be get covered with the help of like the completely it will be get covered with the help of these stones, mud, all this thing, and in the center part it is been like umbrella type of the structure where the people will do all the pradakshina in this part. And in the center part inside that they will be having the Buddha's relics, all this part will be going to get kept out. Archaeologists have found remains of the stupa from very early times in several places in Andhra Pradesh like Amaravati, Bhatti Prodo, Ramatirtham, Sahili Kundam, etc. So here, where these stupas mostly it is been get founded here means the stupas already we have been getting to find out the places where it is been get existing means already it is in Madhya Pradesh, then it is in Andhra Pradesh also, the states where it is been get founded up by the archaeological excavations. So a crystal cassette containing the relics of the Buddha was found in Bhakti Produce Stupa. So crystal means cassette where the small babies have been kept out. So that is for the cassette. It is of the crystal one, and in that Buddha's relics means Buddha's the things statues or the bronze images has been found in Andhra Pradesh state of Bhakti Produce district. Now here also you can have a look on the figure 20.13. Buddha Stupa from Nelakondapalli, Khammam district. So here the same like outer part the hemisphere, and it has been like covered part the boundary with the help of mud or with the help of the bricks. So that is what here you can have a look. Next figure 20.14, Amravati Stupa in Andhra Pradesh. This is of Amravati Stupa image. It is been found out in Andhra Pradesh state. Now figure 20.15, plan of Stupa. Likewise here you can see clearly you can getting to know here. This one, the complete outer part is known as entrance is known as Torana, and this one the boundary it is known as Vedika, and the part the ground level part it is known as Medhi, and this part and the upper part is known as Pradakshina Patna, means where the people will do all the Pradakshina walking place, and the round hemisphere like structure, and it is known as Anda, means half hemisphere, and the upper part like umbrella what I have been shown here, so that is known as Halvida. And on the same other part it is been having the Ashoka's column. In yesterday's class we were discussed now Ashoka's emblem, like that structure he has been kept out the column part. And these Toranas are of 4 different sites where the people can enter this part and then do the Pradakshina and then enter this Stupa and they offer their prayers, worshipping by offering the flowers. Now Amaravati Stupa in Guntur, this is the very famous one in Andhra Pradesh. This was built during the rule of Satavahanas about 1900 years ago. So this Amaravati, first it was built of Madhya Pradesh Sanji Stupa built by Ashoka. Next in Andhra Pradesh we have been finding the archaeological excavations people has been finding on Bhakti Produce Stupa, then all these different places. So among that one, this Amaravati Stupa in the Guntur district of Andhra Pradesh state, it is a very famous one also, and it has been get constructed during the period of Satavahanas. Satavahana are the rulers who were also being followed after Mauryan dynasty, after Ashoka's dynasty rule, Ashoka king dynasty ruler. This Satavahanas has been came to the power. Satavahanas people also they started worshipping to the Lord Buddha. So for that one they also been constructed this stupas some nearly 1900 years before. So here in the figure 20.15 shows a sculptural panel depicting the stupa. Can you see some flying figures on the top? These are supposed to be God from heavens who come to worship the Buddha. At the bottom you can see some men and women bowing down and worshipping. Can you also see the 4 lines of the gateway? What do you think they signify? So basically just now I have been showing the figure 20.15, like the celestial, this central part is known as Anda, then next it is been known as the Harmika, where from the heavens, the universe, the gods will come and they'll worship of the Lord Buddha. And this is the fence out. This is the place of the here also Pradakshina place, and here this is also place of Pradakshina. This is Toranam. This is entrance on the all. These are on the all 4 sides. Here are the pillars of the Ashoka has been embarked. So that what do you think why it has been there? So it has been an imagination to protect this stupa as a religious place of worshipping God. So today the Amaravati stupa is just a mound of rubble. Rubble is like a structure of the stone which has been kept without any use of. All that we know we can do is imagine how this great stupa was in past. The panel help us to imagine how it must have been 1900 years ago. As you can see from the picture, the stupa was covered with the panels of sculptures depicting the Buddha and his teachings. So this is about the only imagination, the thing which is will look like it from 900 years, 1900 to get mentioned up. It is not a completely as exactly as actual because of the archaeological excavations finding or all this through the excavations, the archaeological people has been getting has been imagined the stupa might be been in this format. These panels were found by the British and were taken away to London. So this stupas, the relics, all this whatever is been get founded, it was being founded by the Britishers because already India is a place where the Britishers has been ruled for nearly 2 decades. It's 199 years the Britishers has been ruled because in the part also the northern part like completely as Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, all this is central part and the south part of the India, Britishers were occupied. So due to that one, all these excavations finding out the Britishers has been finding out these panels of the stupas. And after that one they have been took to the London their native place. Some of the panels that could be transported were kept in Madras Museum. Based on these panels, people have tried to imagine how the stupa would be look. See the picture of the reconstruction of comparing it with the panel. So, as from the India, it will get transported to the London. So, in between period of time, which cannot be get transported, which has been very heavy, or the objects which cannot be get transported from India to the Europe continent, means Asia, India, UK, this London, British, Britain, English country, Europe continent. So during that period of time, the transportation could not be done, which are the objects, which are the relics, or the structures which cannot be transported. So that things has been kept out in the Madras Museum, means Chennai. It has been get placed out. So with this panel, the people has been get imagined, they have been get studied about this one, and through that one they have been getting to know, they have also been imagined, like might be this might be the plan of the stupa. In this way, it has been get constructed. So now the other one. Another important stupa was the Nagarjunakonda stupa. It was a part of Vijayapuri, the capital city of Ishavaku kings. So now one after the other, slowly all these stupas has been coming into existence. The first is about the Mauryan dynasty. Mauryan dynasty. So Mauryan dynasty, who it was being mixed, it was about the King Ashoka. Then next came Satavahanas. Then now next is about here we are going to have it called Ishavakus. So Ishavakus we will be going to discuss about here. So another important stupa was the Nagarjunakonda stupa. It was a part of Vijayapuri, capital city of Ishavaku. It was situated on the banks of the river Krishna. Vijayapuri had a very large number of stupas, viharas and palaces. It was also a beautifully designed amphitheatre and paths leading to the river. Unfortunately, the entire city lies underwater, submerged in Nagarjuna Sagar Dam. A large number of sculptures and other remains have been removed and kept in the museum nearby. So, here in Ishavaku kings, Vijayanagara Empire, the dynasty, the capital of the Vijayanagara, it was been situated near to the river Krishna. So, in this one, they also had this Ishavakus, various kinds of the stupas, various kinds of viharas, palaces, all it was been existed. And as it is of presently, the entire this Vijayapuri city, which has been get submerged into the water, that is because of the Nagarjuna Sagar Dam. And these archaeological people, archaeologists has been, whatever the things, the relics related to the stupas or related to Gautama Buddha, statues, images, whatever the things has been, sculptures has been get finded out, they have been kept nearby the museum, means whichever the nearby museum towards this Andhra Pradesh place out, they have been kept the remains which is they have been found out from the water body, that they have been removed and they have been kept in the nearby museum. So look at some of the sculpture panels from the Nagarjunakonda and Amaravati given below. These sculpture panels represent the entire sculptural activity in South India. You can get a glimpse of the people of those times from them. So now here you can have all the figures. So 20.16, 20.17 and 20.18. page 177. Figure 20.16, the next figure 20.17 and figure 20.18. First I'll be going to do it with the figure 20.16. A panel from the Amaravati showing the calming of an elephant, Nalagiri, by the Buddha. The royal elephant went out of control and the people on the streets were panic stricken. However, on seeing the Buddha, the elephant calmed down and bowed down to him. So here you need to get the things like how elephant is famous of Nalagiri. He went out of the control by seeing the Buddha. He has been calm down and go down to the Buddha. So this is what the imagination, how the people has been there, like even the animals also being paying respect to the god of the worship. Next, figure 20.17, a panel from the Nagarjuna Konda showing the admission of 6 princes and the Baba Gopali into the Sangha. In order to teach the humility to the princes, the Buddha admitted Gopali first and the rest after them. You can see the Gopali seated on a lower stone beside the Buddha. So here also you can have a panel this from the Nagarjuna Konda, this Ishawaka dynasty impulse. There was a Gautama Buddha has been admitted the 6 princes and the Baba Gopali to the Sangha, to his kingdom. First he admitted to the Baba Gopali, later on these things, and Gopali was also made him to sit near to the Buddha because these princes has been they have been treated Gopali, they have been humanity in what way they have been treated. So to that one, for that reason he has been admitted the Baba first, later the princes. Figure 20.18, panel from the Sanchi Stupa shows the daily life of villages. It is a beautiful panel and shows the visit of the Buddha to village. So here you can see the activity of the village, how the animals, the village activities goes on, and it is being completely what are the sculptures, the panels they have been made. It is been throughout the imagination, or sometimes it is been related to their thinking, like how Gautama Buddha has visited the places, how he has been worshipped, all this about the things. So here it is completely we are going to relate this stupas and viharas are being completely going to it relates about the Buddhism religion. As time went on, sculptors started making large and complete figures instead of just reliefs shown above. Large statues of the Buddha gave people an idea of the peaceful, calm and sincere personality of the Buddha. The most famous sculpture of the Buddha came from the Gandhara in northwest, Mathura and Sana in Uttar Pradesh. You can see some of these sculptures in Nagarjuna Konda too. So later on, as the time has been getting passed on, so whatever we have been saw just now in the figure 20.16, 20.17, 20.18, all these only some part imagination, like out of the complete figure, only small parts have been shown. But later on, the places like sculptors will make the statues with the help of the copper, with the help of stone, all these are sculptures. So they started making the complete Gautama Buddha statue. And that too they have been get started from the place of North Gandhara, very first one, northwest part of India, next Mathura and Sana, that is of Uttar Pradesh, the central part of India. And these two we can also be see about from this Nagarjuna Konda stupas, which already has been submerged during the Ishawaka period of time. So in tomorrow's class, we are going to discuss about the viharas and the rock cut chaityas and the temples, how it is been get to work. So basically today's class we will discuss about the stupas. Stupas it has been having the different meanings. Here it is been represent of so meanings for the stupa is represent the Buddha or to some represent the universe. Subhas